What's up, you guys? It's Matt here. Let's talk about credit cards a little bit, but mainly let's talk about the first part, credit. Credit is something that is very important in this world. We all know that it's super important because that's how you get things that you don't necessarily have the money for right away. And Dave Ramsey, I know that he hates credit. He doesn't like the fact that people have good credit or bad credit. It's all credit, which means that it's debt that goes on the table, which means you have to pay it off with a form of interest and all that stuff. However, credit cards are a different story. You technically can pay it off every month without ever paying any interest and getting all of the rewards. But that's something that he still thinks that isn't safe because it does apply some sort of risk to building up that amount and then paying interest. Now, when it comes to understanding your credit side of it, understanding how you even apply for a lot of these things that Dave Ramsey absolutely hates and a lot of other people love, it's the credit side, right? You have to understand all of those things that build that side to allow you to get those things. So if you wanted a car that you can't technically fully afford right now, that you can't pay off 100%, but maybe you can pay 20% or something like that, yeah, credit is an option. Being able to get that loan is an option. When you talk about credit cards, being able to have that extra form of cash to make sure everything is consolidated into one healthy payment rather than having, 17 different payments or 20 different payments over the month in different bills and different categories, right? So in order to get these, you have to understand your credit score. Now, within this video, we're going to break down the credit score. And it's going to be a simple way of looking at it. I know a lot of people will complicate things and, basically say, look, you have different scores that will be used in certain situations, certain loaning situations, right? But let's just understand the basics of a credit score before we get into all of that other detail that's there. Simplify it. Guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out any of the links that are down below. It does help out the channel. And if you want to check out my credit card channel over on Rumble, feel free to use that link that's down in the description, or I think I'll put it in the cards if you guys want to check it out. I think we're at like 10 followers. So it's a new platform or newish platform. It's not really the most popular, but I do want to grow the presence over there as well. Now, I'm going to be showing you my score within this, and it's going to be my Credit Karma score, which may not be everybody's first option to go and look at a score. There are so many different credit monitoring sites and abilities, right? When you look at different credit cards, they give you those that credit score, what your credit score will be. You go through your bank, it gives you what your credit score is. You go through Credit Karma, you can do the same thing. Now, this is very, very close to what I have, through my bank, which typically is very, very accurate. So that's why I decided to use this, and it's easier to kind of explain by showing you guys on the screen. Now, my credit score has never been above this point, honestly. This is the highest that it's ever been. I think I've had a 760 as a high, I'm pretty sure. I've never really paid attention to it until it was below 700. If it's above 700, I'm usually fine. I never really have any problems. So it typically ranges depending on certain categories. So this is my credit score, a 767. It's up 32 points as we go into this, and this is my TransUnion score. My Equifax score is a 769. We're going to go through TransUnion. So if we go through this, just to understand the different pieces of the credit score. First, you have payment history. Now, my payment history will never be 100% again. I made a mistake in forgetting about a credit card that had some sort of subscription on it, and they didn't even jump to a reminder or anything like that, like, hey, here's a late fee and then we'll assess this as we go to it. No, instantly to the credit. And I was just like, wow, that's pretty crazy. So I will never get to 100% again. However, I have a crazy amount of payments, so I will be at 99%. Even if I missed 17 more payments, I would still be at 99%. So you want to make sure that stays over 99%. Keep it at 100%. Make sure you're paying everything off as soon as possible. But you can see that even if you have 99%, it's still considered good. It's still considered at a higher level. It's still considered in the green. You want to make sure that stays above the 99%. Just try and stay at 100%. Always pay your things on time. That's probably the largest impact to your score that I can see. If you decide to go down to 98% and not pay things, it gets worse. And then it gets worse, and then it gets worse, and then you have to really make it up, and literally the only place you can go to is 99% as you make a massive amount of payments. The next category would be credit card use. This is a very, very important piece to your score, where a lot of people don't understand this piece. They're like, all right, well, I'll just use my credit card and I'll use a certain amount. But if you have a credit card that only has $1,000 on it and you have bills that are $1,000, you're using 100% of your credit utilization, of your total credit limit. And you don't want to have that. You want to use less than 30% is ideal. Obviously, you want to use a lot less. Less than 10% is usually like the best case scenario. So you want to make sure if this is up in the 50% range that you either open another credit line and don't use it as much, or you find a way to increase that credit line so your credit utilization looks a lot better. There are ways to fix this without opening a new credit line, as long as they can approve you for more credit. If they can't, then you have to find a way to get or obtain more credit that you may not end up using. It's just to have it so that you can pay your bills over here and not consistently be over that credit utilization, kind of minimum there. Now, the next piece would be derogatory marks. Very simple. Never have anything go into collections. If you do have something that goes into collections, you need to find a way to fight it. My recommendation and what I have used, and this is kind of free advertisement for them, has been creditreport.com or creditrepair.com. This is something I've used when I was in college, and it worked. Within 3 months, they ended up getting my my doctor bills and all of that stuff that went on me for some reason when I was 16. And I never had the ability to pay that off, and it just didn't make sense why it was on my credit in the first place. So that was something that I found a way to get off by using that site. So if you have any derogatory marks, there are ways of fighting it. You just have to explore those ways, and it costs money in order to save your credit. So that's one way to do that. And there are other repair sites. I've just used that, and it was easy for me. So it's by experience. Now, the next piece would be age of credit. So my age of credit is 4 years and 1 month, which apparently needs work. If you have a limited credit history and you have 1 year of credit, it may be something that will have a little bit of an impact on your score, because they want to make sure that you're holding credit for a longer period of time. Like, I have credit cards and I'll open up a new credit card. If I have something that's out here for 4 years and something that's over here for now 1 month, it now combines, and I'm basically looking at 2 years for the total. My average credit, my average age of credit. It's not going to be the total that's there. It's going to be what I see overall. And I've had credit for a very long time. That's why you can see it fluctuate. It can go from 4 years to 3.5 years, and it depends how many credit cards I actually open. Now, my total accounts, if it was a high impact to my score, would be great, but it's a low impact to your score. The total accounts just equal up to like how much my utilization will be. Like, my utilization is 6%. So if I have a total amount of cards, like I have over, I think, $200,000 in credit limits. So total usable credit, I have like $200,000, but I don't use that much, right? It depends, and it varies, right? I'll use it and then I'll pay it off, and then I'll use it and I'll pay it off, and it'll consistently gain more. And since American Express kind of rolls over the middle of the month, it's like I always have a balance that's on there no matter what. It's never like a zero balance. It's a zero statement balance, but it's never a full zero balance, if that makes sense. And the last piece that really goes to your credit is hard inquiries or hard inquiries, however you want to say it. Now, for me, this is a low impact to your score. I obviously will search for credit cards and apply for these credit cards, and they stay on your credit report for a long period of time, or a longer period of time. It's not something that goes off in like a month. So these are going to be something that you want to explore ways to not have them happen, because it does have an impact. Even though it's not going to be a major impact, it does have an impact. So you want to keep that in mind. So things that are high impacts, you want to make sure that these three are 100% green. Like you don't want to have them in the red at all. No derogatory marks in the red. You want to have none. You want to have credit utilization at a low, probably below that 10% mark. And then also payment history above, let's say 98% at 99 or 100%. You never want to go like below that. I have a crazy amount of payments. And again, I missed one payment, and it brought me down to 99%. And I will never get back to 100% ever. So either way, my credit score is still good. If I look at different things that I can get with a 700 to 750 or 775 or whatever credit score, you can get a lot of things. Basically every card that's out there, any loan, any mortgage loan, you get applied for it, you get the best rates that you could possibly get. The rates don't really get any better once you get up to an 850. It's like 720 and above, and it's like, yeah, you get the best rates. You're good. So make sure you understand your credit score. It's very simple. There's maybe a couple more things that you can go through in order to understand what can make those things better. But from a simple perspective, from a simple look, this is the way that you want to look at it. So guys, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for more of these videos. Also, make sure you check out some of the links down below. It does help out the channel. And again, if you guys want to follow me on Rumble, that link will be in the description and in the cards. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. See ya.